Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today the Drukhari is out. Well, not today, a few days ago actually. I'm kind of late recording this, in all honesty. But I have actually played a little bit in my own time trying to figure it out. And, well, actually I tried recording a series a couple of times, and both starts were just awful. And I realised Drukhari have got a few things going on with them. Oh, it's Dark Eldar for old men like me. Right, it's the Dark Eldar DLC. Drukhari, as they're now rather, obtusely named. So they've got a few things, right? So if we have a look at here we go. They have reduced growth rate, but that's improved by controlling more outposts. So basically they need lots of open space to take over loads of outposts. You don't really want to be fighting any long atrocious wars over just like nearby outposts. You really want to spread quickly. That's very difficult to do in the way we normally play, and yeah, there's a bunch of things that are quite similar in that regard. They need lots of space to run out and spread their wings, which didn't really work in the normal way of play, which is have one of literally every single faction on 6-player map. There's 11 factions now. So basically I could take maybe 2 outposts, and then I'd be in a giant war against someone with armor. And a great fact about the Drukhari is they have no armor piercing early in the game whatsoever. All hit and run tactics, except again they can't really hit and run. They just sort of walk up to things, lose half the unit to an overwatch, and then shoot and then die on the next turn. It's awful, right? They're terrible. I hate them. So, but I think they have a lot of potential later on, but their start is so difficult. Because really, you want transports, right? You want to stick them all in some, like, crazy pirate ship, because it's kind of what they're like. And then you send the pirate ship in, that gets shot at, and then, all the buccaneers run out. I know they're not actually like the Eldar Corsairs, but they got that same vibe. So yeah, they run in, right, with the transport that takes all the hits, and then they can quickly get out of there and attack. But that means you have to have troops and transports, so suddenly with your like really low growth cities early on, you're expected to have like you're expected to kind of double up on everything. It's a nightmare. It's really awful. So we're going to play on a huge map, and I have changed what we're up against a bit. Rather than one of every faction, I've decided we actually have a bunch of orcs, right? There's going to be 4 factions of orcs, but they're all allied, which I know isn't necessarily the most orky thing in the world, but I think it's fun if they're a unified front. It'll just be like, a lot of orcs. It could be quite exciting. But they're on sort of easier mode for us. They have no advantages, okay? They're just on normal difficulty for themselves. However, we are getting... we're also on no advantages. Good. But there's some Craftworld Eldari. They are on small loyalty disadvantage given. That's the wrong way around. There we go. I wanted to give them an advantage. Does that mean I gave these guys? Are these guys on the right ones? Yes. Okay. Good. So there's another team, which is the Adeptus Mechanicus, Adeptus Sororitas, and the Astra Militarum. No Space Marines. Space Marines boring. But I want this to kind of be a kind of every Warhammer 40k story in the universe, which is like, oh no, orcs are attacking a planet. All the humans and I guess transhumans, they're all gonna try and fight off the orcs. But the Eldar are there as unlikely allies, and but no, the Drukhari have showed up to sort of throw a spanner in the works. So I think it'd be quite fun. But yeah, basically, swap these 2 out for Space Marines, and it's the start of every single campaign. I mean, Chaos would inevitably turn up at some point, but no, instead of Chaos, we have Dark Elves, which I think would be fun. Cool. Alright, let's do it.
We were born into the war in heaven. The war with no victors. Yet we survived. We thrived. We ruled. For uncountable eons, this galaxy was ours, and we gloried in it. Deeper and deeper into excess, until we birthed a dark god. We regret nothing. Only the weaklings were swallowed. Only the craft world fools stepped back. We learned and adapted. Tormented the cattle race to prolong our days. In chaos, like Gladius Prime, we glory. We raid, kill, take. Eldari, we are no more. Today we are Drukhari. And this planet is ours.
Okay, so we're in the bottom left corner. We have some space to move over here. It is a large enough map that I don't think they'll squeeze another faction into this spot, but if they have, these two webway gates are going to get attacked almost immediately. There are a lot of webway gates as well, which is quite fun, because it'll be us and the Eldari both competing for them, which is going to be quite exciting, I think. You know, provided they actually bother to try and take any. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So where are we going to want to go? This is a bit of an annoying spot, having a city so close to the water. This is a big disadvantage early on that I'm not happy about. So we have our Kabbalite warriors, you know, warriors of the Cabal, clad from head to foot in blade-edged segmented armour. Kabbalite warriors are an intimidating arachnoid presence. They are highly skilled, cruel enforcers who unleash hails of toxin-coated shards during swift and agile advances, driving terrified prey before them at their master's whim. Jerks, basically. We're playing Space Jerks, which, yes, that describes all of the factions. So, I think we might just push off this way with both of our... Yeah, with both of our warriors, I think. Although, I am intrigued by... Okay, interesting. I was wondering where this cliff would go, because if this was sealed off, that would have been quite interesting to see. But no, there's some boys there. We can grab this. Influence is useful. All of our guys, okay, not yet, but most of our troops are going to have an ability that is like basically like combat stims. It gives them like bonuses, and they make that out of rendered down enemies, because we're Dark Elves and it's just how we do things. But all that costs influence. But you defeat enemies, you get influence, because it also, you know, represents, I guess, how tough you are, and also the flesh that you're turning into stimulants for all your boys. It's a whole thing. They have a weird culture. So, poxwalkers were discovered. Poxwalkers are victims of the walking pox, a cruel virulence that rots the infected to death whilst keeping them conscious. They are terror troops, their ceaseless groaning the vector by which they infect the living. In battle, they drown their foes in a sea of decaying flesh, clawing hands and gnashing teeth. I love they added these. And it makes me think, are we going to get some Chaos Demon stuff one day? I really hope so, or some Chaos, you know, divided stuff would be great too. So we also have Promethean Pipes right next to us, which is going to be nice. That plus 20% energy is going to help us field a lot more vehicles early on, which is something that we're going to need. And we have the Webway Gate discovered. We discovered a few of them, actually. We live in one. A galactic tapestry of shimmering strands used by the Eldari to traverse the stars without risking the dread realm of the warp. The Webway once spanned the galaxy, even stretching out into the empty void beyond. These days are long gone. Ravaged by war and catastrophe, many of its tunnels have been torn open or amputated, and a great number of its entrances have been sealed. Despite the degradation, the Eldari still rely upon the Webway for swift travel, using Webway gates to enable this. Oh, this is the one we discovered, apparently. Yeah, not the one that we literally teleported through in order to get to this planet. No, that'd be ridiculous. Also, guys, I do like to read all the pop-ups if you're new to this channel. If you're here, you know, you've been here a lot, then I'm sure you enjoy just hearing me sort of explain the different bits and bobs around the place. This is how we do things. And now, be honest though, right? Veterans of Gladius, when was the last time you actually read any of this flavor text? Come on, never. I'm sure it's refreshing to hear it. So promethium relay pipes. These heavily armoured ducts once carried energy-rich promethium to the planet's extensive human cities from deeply buried auto-refineries. Now, with the cities in ruins from war and chaos, the surviving pipes can be exploited by whichever race claims them first. Why are we? To woe betide anyone who wanders into these thickets of brambles. Slowly at first, but faster and faster, the living weed draws its razor-sharp filaments tighter around the hapless intruder. So yeah, any of this, pinky, purple weed stuff, don't stand in it. It hurts. We have an ore field. Few places on an inhabited world still have mineral-rich rock simply lying around on the surface. Yet here, the ruptures of the warp storm have torn great chunks from the planet's surface, allowing for easy exploitation by whichever faction finds it first. And we found a Necron tomb as well. Deep beneath this innocuous patch of land lies a tomb city, where the Necrons have slept away for long millennia. To one who who knows the correct protocols, it's a simple matter to begin the procedure of awakening it and its inhabitants from their dreamless sleep. And we just found a geographical feature. Decided to point us out there. And the Jacero trader encampment that we uncovered a second ago. If you have little regard for your life and seek excitement, visit the Jacero, imbued with an instinctive technical creativity that exceeds even that of an orc mech boy. These orange-furred aliens resemble a great Terran ape, but can create wonders beyond imagining. The challenge is in acquiring them and safely working out what they do. So yeah, that's right. Orangutans build fun technology. It's just, yep. Welcome to 40k. Let's get a tile. These seem like some alright spots. I mean, huge food resource here. Which is annoying because I just need space to build on, really. So I'll get this one. I don't think we need to rush research. Or at least I don't think I'm going to bother rushing research. Yeah, so I'm going to grab that. We're going to build recruitment buildings there, then I'm going to take this over and we're going to build a bunch of food production buildings, because that plus 40% is going to be incredibly useful, and we're going to need a lot of food because we're going to be getting a lot of infantry early on. I think we're going to need it, including witches, probably need some of them. However, a dark foundry might be nice. You know what, I'm going to go witches first, because we're definitely going to get a barracks first, right? Or, whatever equivalent. The infantry recruitment building. We're probably going to get that first as our first building. In which case we may as well stock that up with more options. The Dark Foundry we're going to be building sometime later, so I'll build that afterwards. So yeah, let's get witches. Also, I think witches would be much better to have, if we can build transports, to have them in the transport. Because other stuff can just approach and shoot. We need to get witches real stuck in. They're our melee units early on. Okay, enemy doing things. It's a lot of enemies. Chapter 1, Portrait of an Archon. I really enjoy the art. I love that it's new art every time. With these DLCs. It's really good. Just adds a lot of flavour. I know we see the same artwork again and again and again, but it still really helps with the presentation. So pink-flecked spittle mars the perfection of his lips. He is yelling in my face, enjoying the way I shrink back from the noise, tasting my scattered tears. A moment later, he is composed again, settling himself on his chair. It groans and gurgles as an attending rack feeds it. Oh dear. One of the chair's eyes is blue. It is watching me. So, yeah, he's just sat on a slave that he calls a chair, I guess. Which is... It's nice to stay busy, You see, says the Archon, continuing. You see, we simply had to visit Gladius Prime. So much anguish, so many of the herd to torment, and certain treasures, like yourself. He pauses to inhale crimson vapour from a small skull, carved with dark cherubim. After all, the place was pandemonium. It took the subtle moves of a tactical genius surpassing even Vect himself. I talk, of course, of myself, to recognise its potential, to tip its billions into utter misery. It was unfortunate then that I brought the true-born Rakian with me. Arrogant, sadistic, spoiled. A perfect tool, if he wasn't such a fool. The scale distorts his whole face. He almost ruined everything. Control outposts. We need to control outposts. Which, yeah, sure. Love an outpost. Especially this Jacero one. More influence. Now let's have a look. So we're going off into the wild here. That's why it would have been nice to have maybe some help. Ooh, can I tell what that is? Ooh, yes I can. It's Shard of Vul. You can see the silhouette. Good. Some cities dotted around here too. Some orcoid fungus over there. A lot of stuff kicking around. Okay. So it didn't always sort of cut me back to this guy, well, anyone, when they're stood next to a webway gate, because while they're neutral, they're something we can attack. But we don't want to, because at some point we're going to want to turn those into cities for ourselves. At least, you know, which ones we can. We've got to keep as many alive as possible, though, because these will fall like dominoes. And at some point, I mean, you can't build them, so at some point you run out, and it means you can't have any new cities. Oh, hello. Ooh, this is a problem. Yeah, I think those guys are going to really hurt when they counterattack, you know, in the next turn. So, let's see if we can kill a couple. Ugh, yeah, it's going to sting. I think we need him, well, them, back up this way. That might get taken, but I think that's fine. I want to secure this corner. We scouted that out. That's good enough for now. So, we found the damp farms, apparently. Middle Drak acquired a tile. Sure did. Middle Drak is what we've called our city, apparently. Ruins of Vul. It's unclear what this is. Some time-worn structure rearing up from the shattered surface, made from the same impenetrable material as the rare artifacts that dot the planet. Much can be learned merely from studying it, and perhaps it still houses some secrets itself. Perhaps it does. Okay. Let's have a look. The Carbolite Stronghold. This is going to give us a couple of recruitment options. Well, 1. 2 once we got the witches next turn. Ugh. So the problem with the Carbolite warriors is they are incredibly flimsy. They only have 4 armor. Witches I think only have 2, but they also have some like damage reduction stuff, which is kind of nice actually, because it means even with armor penetration, they're still going to have basically the same, you know, ability to shrug off damage, which is something at least. So the Dancers of Death, which is acrobatic murder artists exhibiting their incredible arena skills to slay with precision and elan. They wield exotic weapons, hooks, barbed chains, or flensing blades that require superior ability. These are deadly in witches' hands as they dart, twist, and blur around their foes' clumsy attacks. Fun. Alright, let's move here. Ooh, god, Umbras. These things hurt like hell. So this thing, 4 attacks at 3.8 damage apiece, with 6 armor penetration. They do a lot of damage. They can't overwatch though, which is something. I'm wondering if I even try and compete with that, but I can go around here, which might be useful. I'm also quite tempted to try and deal with him again. Or with them. So let's see, the Umbra. The Umbra are an alien species appearing as smooth black spheres that live in the void of space, often observed attracted to areas resonant of the warp, such as starship hulls and warp engines or suspected entrances to the Eldari webway. They can manipulate and control shadows to form terrifying limbs of hooks, blades, teeth, and other nightmarish shapes. Just cosmic horror, the bull. Just a bull of cosmic horror. Right, do I try and pick a fight with those boxwalkers, or do I just get everyone over here? Yeah, I'm going to keep them together. I'm going to send witches and stuff up there, it's fine. I think that's the way to go. And the ruins have all provided some influence when we took it over. That's nice. So we have witches. Combat drugs grant morale loss reduction. Plasma grenades are nice, because this will give witches plasma grenades. And that would be very useful. I would enjoy that. Annoyingly, can't get grenades for your Carbolite warriors, which I think is a mistake. I feel like the Carbolite warriors need some extra punch early. Because, I mean, 10 turn cooldown on grenades is insane. You know, it's a long, long time. That increases output of non-headquarters buildings, which is nice. You know, let's go Dark Foundry, I'll get plasma grenades afterwards. It's going to take us a few turns to get the recruitment going anyway. So I'd quite like, when I get the recruitment going, to have something else to build afterwards, which will be the Dark Foundry. So that's the way we're going to do it. Ugh. Oh, Vespid Stingwings. Cheeky sods. Alright, so there we go. That's definitely going to get destroyed before we get to it. And that'll be one less place we can build a city. Obviously there's a lot of places now, but, you know. Also, we can take these over and not build on them. We can literally just use them as webway gates. You know, little teleport from webway gate to webway gate. something that you can do. That's what they are, in case, you know, in case you didn't know. You might not know. Now you do though, so we're all good. Okay, it's a good start. Vespid Stingwings. Vespid Stingwings dart into battle with unsettling insectile speed. The high-pitched whine of their wings inspires atavistic revulsion, seeming to come from every direction at once as it echoes and bounces from ruins and wreckage. When they strike, the Vespids do so with lightning speed, dropping from above with their neutron blasters emitting bolts of translucent fire. Each shot shimmers clean through the armour of the foe, scouring their bodies with massive doses of radiation and burning them alive from the inside. Cool. Sound like cool dudes. 2 more turns before we have that building done. Which actually does line up well with the Dark Foundry research, so, you know, I'll take it. Yeah, go on. There we go. So, this could be a terrible idea. The whole premise of this campaign could be terrible, because it could be that we just bump into, like, you know, the orcs or, you know, humans real quick and suddenly have 3 factions, well, or 4 factions bearing down on us. I don't know if it always clusters teams or not, because I never play games like this in Gladius, which is why I thought it'd be fun to do. I really enjoy the sort of experiment of it. I was very keen to give it a go. God, that Umbra is going to be a problem. Yeah, 6 armor as well. We don't really have any armor piercing on this stuff either. So yeah, we don't have a lot of armor, we don't have a lot of armor piercing. It's honestly like, God, it's brutal. It's why I decided largely to pick the factions I did. So the Mechanicus and Sisters of Battle are both going to be quite tricky early on in the campaign, but like the hordes of orcs should be fairly straightforward. You know, like orc boys don't have a lot of armor. I think it's going to be interesting to see how this all goes. So I'm not going to attack this guy. I'm going to wait for them to walk up because our weapons have rapid fire. So at half range, it'll double the damage. So if they walk into us, they're going to be at half range and we'll overwatch and do more damage than if I shoot them now. Shoot them now, we won't overwatch. Okay, they don't want to come in, but that's fine. So that was weird that the Umbra just did Hammer of Wrath, which buffs its attack damage when it's not attacking anyone. That's a bit weird. And yeah, there it goes. So that's 2 gone. You can see they sort of go out like lights when you suddenly turn up line of sight. So the material foundries of Camorra. I'm going to say Camorra. I know a lot of people say Comorag and stuff like that. I say Camorra because I think it's supposed to be more like Sodom and Gomorrah. I think it's like the pronunciation they're going for, but that could be completely unfounded, so, you know. The material foundries of Camorra exist deep beneath the city, where countless Drukhari and Xenos workers live and die without ever seeing the light of its black suns. Kept in constant pain, torment and misery, driven on by a fear of death. The Cabal requisitioners do their best to replicate this ideal wherever they travel. Let's keep moving around. I wonder, I don't want to run in there on my own, really. Let's move forward a smidge. So he does still have that for the rest of this turn, so that's fine. Ugh, yeah, I don't like it. Don't like it one bit. Yeah, you stay where you are, that's fine. Now my cities. We can produce witches or Cabalite warriors. Which ones do I want to go for? Let's get some witches, because we don't have any, so we might as well. I think I'm actually going to build another one of these. Oh, do I really? I think I do want to get 1 Dark Foundry. Then I'm going to do a Cabalite Stronghold. Then I'm going to go big on food production, and we'll see how that works. I'm probably then going to need to go big on... I probably need to go big on energy before that, actually. In which case I should just acquire that tile. That would certainly help. Yeah, how long to acquire a tile? 2 turns. 5 to do that. It's going to be a little while. It's going to be a little while. Let's get that plasma grenade done. So a lot of other stuff to get, like haywire grenades, can be incredibly useful. Some combat drugs for feel no pain damage reduction might be useful. Cage Den's going to be very important soon, because that's going to put up our population. But right now we're doing okay on population. Oh, here they come. Okay, nice. We get some free damage on them. Oh, where are you going? Oh, I really don't like it. It can't Overwatch, though. But I think it can probably kill us in, like, a single turn. Ah, here we go. Fermentation pool. Get some more food out of it. That's really good to see. This apparently neutral water source looks welcoming to any wildlife, but woe betide, they really like the term woe betide. Said the same about the wireweed. Woe betide any thirsty grox that wanders in. The pool's unusual bacteria rot down the planet's plant life and concentrates the runoff into something lethally intoxicating. More advanced races can collect and refine the liquid for trade or entertaining consumption. It's a beer pond. It's a beer pond. I think in this case I might shoot them, because I think if I shoot them they'll probably decide that they have been too injured and run away instead of attacking us, which might be preferable. I'll try that. Okay, good. Also, what would be quite interesting is I can activate the webway gate here once I have some witches. You know, I don't have to run across here, I can just teleport them. But using the webway, when you eject from the webway, you can't attack that turn. So, yeah. It's really just to fill up that area. Okay, they're thinking of backing off. There's another outpost here, which will give us the 3 out of 4 outposts. Actually, it seems that bottom one will. So weirdly, it doesn't care how many outposts you actually control, it's just how many you have taken control of. If you lose any, then fine, it still counts apparently. Plasma grenades are a highly advanced type of assault weaponry commonly deployed by the Eldari, but not these guys, which is very frustrating. Okay, done Portrait of an Archon. As I entered the outpost, Rakian was busy with the captured Adeptus RBTs. I like that we got RBTs here, like, listed, because we got a kill team of them now. You know, they finally released models of the RBTs after, God, what was it, 30 years? Something like that, since, you know, Rogue Trader days. So, speaking of Rogue Trader, going to be playing Rogue Trader soon on the channel, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, intent on a quite delightful torment involving Groxgut and a needle. Rakian, I said. Drakon, I must interrupt your fun. Do not ignore. I growled my next words. Theatrically, I admit. Your Archon. He dropped the nail gun. Oh, God. I really love how they're adding these details in. Like, it didn't explain that he was, like, torturing a dude with a nail gun. It's just, you know, just adds it later. It's a nice way to order the events here. So he dropped the nail gun, then dropped to his knees. My Archon, forgive me. Better. Now, we've spent rather a lot on this expedition. Must show something for it. Rapidly, lest my rivals decide they're better off in charge. Torment some chattels? A demonstration of force, perhaps? So destroy an Imperial strongpoint. Where is one? Okay, they've spawned it up here. That's not so bad. That we can largely just sort of avoid for a while. It's not a priority. Okay, let's see. So I can do 1.8 damage from a distance. It's going to take a long time to kill that guy. We definitely need some more troops. And that is at half damage, of course, because, you know, because the distance. But I don't want to get any closer to it. So let's see. Reavers might be fun. Anti-armor skirmisher jetbike. I think I'll go Cage Den. I really want to get this, like, covered now, because I always forget to get it researched until I, you know, hit my population cap, and then I just waste loads of time. So I'd rather not do that again, because I do that all too often. Alright, he's going for the damage bonus again. Again, total waste. This is the Orcs. Okay, Orcs are in the top right. At least some Orcs are in the top right. Yeah, it's going to take a long time to sort of determine where everyone is. Okay. I mean, I'd love to take this outpost as well, but I've got to chase this thing off. I'm going to get Witch's next turn. Oh, also, I want to make sure that I've got the waypoint set up sort of in front of us. Now, let's see. Well, I'll have to go around the wireweed, which is annoying. So yeah, I mean, everything's busy. Population's gone up, which is nice. God, do I pick a fight? Do I pick a fight with this thing? Probably shouldn't yet. Probably shouldn't. Alright, sit tight, lads. Ooh. Both of... Oh, okay, that's nice. I mean, that's a nice start. We're going to only have 8 health and less armor than he has armor piercing, you know? 3 times 4. They'll be able to one-shot me. Actually, they won't. They'll be able to kill 2. Oh. Because it doesn't have splash damage, huh? Yeah, it doesn't have splash damage. So attacking each one individually. And yeah, it takes 2 hits to kill one. So we got some time to attack it. Not sure if we have enough though. Alright. Activate Webway Gate. This is my house now. I won't be able to attack that. Oh, hello. So I won't be able to attack that with melee while it's over there. So I guess I just need to, like, shoot at it some more. See if I move here and attack it. It might just shimmy along here, which would be very annoying. I shouldn't have moved them there. I should have moved them up here. And then them in this spot. But the problem with that is if this guy rushed there, then they might not be able to reach from up there. Although I think they probably would have done. Yeah, no, I goofed. Alright, let's just prod at it. It's probably a terrible idea. But we'll see, I suppose. Let's produce some more witches. That'll have to do. Ugh, hate it. So, also, we have webway portals, by the way. These create a temporary place to teleport to. By hurling rune-graven orbs into the air, the Drukhari can tear a route into the webway through which more of their kin can pour. Such eruptions, of course, destabilize space-time in the vicinity, but the Drukhari don't care. They're not going to be here forever. Nice. Alright, they're trying to heal. And they're going to get slaughtered to bits. So they need to sort of get out of the way and heal now. Okay. How much damage can we do to them? It's not showing me. Which is sort of annoying. Can you not reach? Do you actually need movement to do a melee attack? Oh no, it's not because they're bloody flying, is it? I can melee you, right? Aversion to light. Flame and melt weapons do double damage. You know, I never realised that. I mean, I'm sure I'd looked at it before, but... Flyer. Oh no. Cannot be hit by ground melee weapons. Are hard to hit with ground weapons without skyfire. I didn't realise they were a flyer. I thought they were a hoverer. I thought they were hovering, not flying. Okay, that's a problem. So I actually have to kill it with the Cabal Light Warriors. But I can attack these guys instead, so I guess I'll do that. Plasma Grenade. Basically killed him one. Good. Now let's move these along. Get some extra damage into this jerk. And these guys are going to have to retreat. And approach again in a second, I suppose. Oh, just taking a shot might be nice. Also, we just discovered Imperial Bastion. Oh, there's one over here too. Oh, hi. Okay, I guess we're not pushing that way in a while, because that's going to be tough to get through. So the Imperial Bastion. An Imperial Bastion is an imposing edifice built from foot-thick ferrocrete and the remains of faithful servants of the Imperium. As they are relatively easy to construct, some planets boast networks of bastions that span entire continents, built to withstand orbital strikes and artillery bombardments. There are few weapons capable of razing them in a single blow. It is with good reason that such fortresses often form the cornerstone of a planet's defensive strategy. Alright, we are dealing with the Umbra. If we had another Cabalite warrior instead of those witches, they would be dead. Although I think we can probably get him with the oh no, that's combat drugs. I can say the haywire grenades, but we haven't researched those yet. Alright, so do we run away, or do I stand and shoot? They're gonna die, and that's not enough damage for them to die over. They're gonna die in a couple of attacks too, so we can't actually kill the Umbra. We don't have enough time. I should be producing more witches. Let's get the Venom queued up. And let's get some Cabalite warriors. And I know that like all of our decisions being made to deal with this one ball, one stupid orb, but that's how it goes. So we are going to grab this for the energy, and yeah, I'll get the other infantry building soon, but I feel like we're going to run out of food quite quickly if we don't start taking this area and building those food buildings. Okay, a bunch of units trying to run just like they are. That's good news. Okay, so I can continue to chase that thing down and get extra like big hits on it. It may flee long enough for us to just kill him. We'll see. So the Carbolites and Witches do not live here, of course. Oh, you know what? I should have known that he was flying. These are cliffs. Sorry, hover units can't go over cliffs. Yeah, I just looked at the water, didn't look at the cliff. More lovely art. The Carbolites and Witches do not live here. Of course, mostly they return to Camorra between raids, but the former citizens of Gladius Prime's major hive cities are now indentured workers for the Drukhari. The accommodation, razor mesh cages open to the elements, patrolled by statistic guards, is only marginally worse than the humans we're used to. I mean, yeah, it's 40k, so actually, that's sadly accurate. Do I get these guys in here just to do a little smidge of extra damage? I mean, the answer is yes, I have already. But it's a bit concerning. Yeah, we could lose these guys, but if they stop to attack, then hopefully these Carbolite warriors can finish them off. And if not, they might take half damage and finish them off on the next turn, which is all fine. So we got some more ore, which is good. Because yeah, ore production, that's going to help us with buildings, energy, all of this stuff, all the recruitment. Okay, let's grab this territory now, and we're going to go with food production. Haywire grenade, that's what I want. Those will be really useful, because that will actually go onto our Carbolite warriors as well, as the witches. They're all going to have haywire grenades, which are really good against vehicles and buildings. So they do like big single target damage, but specifically like they have a bonus, which means they do more damage to buildings and vehicles. Other single target stuff, like this guy, probably not that much damage. Okay, it stopped to kill him. Fine. It means we can finish it off. Although our morale's bad now, so that may have screwed us a little bit more. No, we can kill it. Okay, good. I was genuinely worried that thing was going to rip through a bunch of us. Like a bunch of our units. So I'm very glad that's dead. These guys leveled up. Lovely. And I think that's about as far as I can get this way, isn't it? Although there is a point we can grab here, which is far enough away from the outpost that running in here... Oh, hello. So running in here, we might be able to just grab that, and they might not be able to reach us there, because the forests, they might not be able to see through. So we might be able to just grab that and ignore the bastion completely. I'm going to try. We might take damage, might not. It's fine. I'm going to go over there. There's another outpost up here, which appears to be... Oh, Grog's pasture. So more food. Brilliant. More of these taken out. I was really hoping this would be taken before this got destroyed, because I want to know what, who this is taking it. And I know, some of you are probably thinking, God, what an amateur, can't even tell the tell the enemies by the noises the guns make. And I'll tell you, right, I'll tell you something about that. That is absolutely true, not even slightly. I definitely can't do that. Right, let's get you over here. Oh, hello, enslavers. That's probably even worse for us, honestly, when we have this few units. Enslavers, enslave you. They convert your guys into their guys. There's no time limit. They're just... Our units will belong to them as long as these things remain alive, or indeed your own units remain alive. I've had a campaign on the channel. I can't remember which one it was. This is a battle, maybe? Oh no, it's Imperial Guard, I think. I killed one of these guys, and then suddenly, like, the other side of the map, I just suddenly had visibility, because some Imperial Guard that they took, like 100 turns earlier, had wandered all across the map, like miles from where I was. It was very amusing, just suddenly have that. Okay, so enslavers. During the War in Heaven, legend tells that the Old Ones engineered a new warp-sensitive species to defeat the Catan, Krork, who are now orcs, Eldari, Man, and more. Yet they bargained without the denizens of the warp, the most numerous of which were the enslavers, or sirens. These transdimensional beings were able to rapidly enslave the new races, and hence aided in the downfall of the old ones. Today, enslaver incursions are rare, but extremely destructive unless ended quickly. Now these guys are floating, so you can kill them in melee, I believe. Hey, get some food. Gonna be a lot of food. Looking forward to it. We'll have a banquet. So yeah, a little wary about grabbing that point now. And we have the Haywire Grenades. Grants Carmelite Warriors, Succubus and Witches the ability to throw anti-vehicle grenades. The Haywire Grenade releases electromagnetic pulses that damage vehicles. And yes, I could go over here at some point. There are resources to be had. Another Shard of Vul by the looks of it. Another Shard of Vul. It's all Shards of Vul, apparently. Whole way around, all on the coast, Shards of Vul. But yeah, I would go this way, but I don't want to bump into any enemy factions. I'm still going to try and focus on areas that are, probably safe. So we're going to grab that, and they probably will be able to shoot us. But that's irrelevant, because this can't move. So once we take that, I can just wander off. It's not a problem. It'll just stay under our control. Alright, you sit tight. And, we have the Venom. Cool. So this is our first transport. We didn't research it, so we didn't get a description of what it was. So raw speed delivers countless light venom transports to the heart of the enemy's defense, and sees them chase down stragglers and encircle the foe's outriders. For the clique of warriors on board, Venoms are mobile fire bases and gore-splashed chariots in one, with flickering shields that confound attempts to bring them down. And we're going to take advantage of those. We're going to hop in. So what's nice is getting out of transport doesn't use your turn. Getting out of webway gate does. Although I wonder if you can stack that. If that's something you can sort of, do one then the other. Can you have a transport come out of a webway gate, and that'll end the transport's turn, but then you can have the cargo leave, and because the cargo didn't go through the webway, it actually just came out of transport, then maybe we can do that. That's something we may have to try. See if it works. Shard of Vul discovered. Before the Warp Storm, when man ruled the planet, these great outcrops were a curiosity and an attraction, like Gladius pylons. Yet, whilst the Warp Storm rages overhead, they tremble with an unkind power that foolhardy races may seek to tap. Okay, sorry, that's a Shard of Vul. I've been saying these ones, Ruins of Vul. Yeah, Ruins of Vul, over there and here. And there, Ruins of Vul. Shards of Vul are the flat ones. Silly me. I know. How can I get those confused? Embarrassing. Okay, cities. Now let's get some witches. Let's get another Venom. I need a few transports just to ferry people about, and to take that initial hit, for enemy overwatches, so that my other units can hop out and kill them without having been cut to ribbons with their really crappy, tiny amounts of armor. So that's the plan. Hopefully it's going to work out well for us. Melee weapon bonus. More melee armor penetration will help our witches a lot. If we bump into battle sisters or something, we are going to absolutely need this stuff researched. We're going to need this stuff. Although racks might be very good. Resilient melee infantry with poisoned weapon. I've not tried these out before. They might be really good to get. Although actually I should get a Star Scraper. It's only going to take a couple turns to get that unlocked. We do need that, because we really need to get heroes early. Because, they're mega powerful. So, yeah, we want to get an Archon nice and early. I don't want to neglect that, as I often do. Okay, what's going on? Not a lot. Okay. Let's move you out to here. There's that bastion. It's got 2 range. Good. Good. Okay, let's move you forwards. Yeah, it's bloody enslavers, isn't it? So we're probably going to get shot here. Yep. And it's going to shoot us again. Ugh. Yeah, it's going to shoot us again in a second. And then we're going to move. So we're taking a lot of damage in order to take this, but it's giving us an extra ore and energy per turn, which I'm kind of happy with. It'll do. Croc's pasture discovered. Around Heatstone's alien Pardon me. Around Heatstones, alien storytellers muse about the Grox, the dangerous herd animal that is ubiquitous throughout human lands. Wherever man goes, the hardy Grox travels with him or is there before him. Some joke that the Grox was the Old One's most successful creation. It's a space cow. Love a space cow. Although I say that, it might be more like a space pig. Because I'm not sure if it's ever specified that you get milk from a Grox. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm not sure. I really care to find out. It's a space cow. Right, let's keep you guys where you are. I could take this over and teleport them away, but that would just get shot to bits by by him, and at some point I want to take this over, so I'll try and keep it alive. But yeah, those Cavalite warriors are going to have a bad day. Which is fine. Or are they? I could do the temporary one. It's going to cost 45 influence to save a single unit. God, is that worth doing? And does this consumes action and movement? Doesn't say it needs movement though. I don't know. I'll just see if they survive or not. Hopefully they'll be fine. And if not, they're expendable. Poxwalkers on the way. Oh, they survived. Totally fine. Yeah, not a problem. Starscraper. The spires of Camorra start in the ancient trading districts of the Eldari Empire, but reach up across the labyrinth dimension, linked across its non-Euclidean physics by willowy bridges. Here live the Archons, Dracons, and leaders of the Cabals in relative luxury and security. Lovely. So that's going to provide some loyalty as well. Another big thing about the Drukhari is that their buildings and, well, their cities have diminished loyalty to begin with, because they're all a bunch of backstabbing weirdos. But that does go up depending on how much influence you get, apparently. I don't know exactly how that scales. But yeah, that's a thing, apparently. So, let's get a skyscraper somewhere. I don't want to put it here. I mean, I don't want to get more infantry recruitment, but also, like, if I got the room, I may as well get that building built, right? I want to get an Archon trained as quickly as possible. However, it's going to be a few hours, because we're at the end of this episode, and we're going to have to wait till the next one before he gets, before that Starscraper gets built. So, anyway, guys, if you're enjoying this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.
Deeper and deeper into excess, until we birthed a dark god.